Soccer is simple, but it is difficult to play simple. It is better to fail with your own vision than to fail with another man's vision. Playing football is very simple, but playing simple football is the hardest thing there is. Every disadvantage has its advantage. Technique is not being able to juggle a ball 1,000 times. Anyone can do that by practicing. Then you can work in the circus. Technique is passing the ball with one touch, with the right speed, at the right foot of your teammate. If you can't win, make sure you don't lose. Football is a game of mistakes. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes wins. Players that aren't true leaders, but try to be, always bash other players after a mistake. True leaders on the pitch already assume others will make mistakes. You need both quality and results. Results without quality is boring. Quality without results is meaningless. If you have the ball, you must make the field as big as possible. And if you don't have the ball, you must make it as small as possible. Every trainer talks about movement, about running a lot. I say, don't run so much. Football is a game you play with your brain. You have to be in the right place at the right moment, not too early, not too late. There's only one moment in which you can arrive in time. If you're not there, you're either too early or too late. If you play on possession, you don't have to defend because there's only one ball. If I wanted you to understand it, I would have explained it better. You have got to shoot, otherwise you can't score. When you play a match, it is statistically proven that players actually have the ball 3 minutes on average. So, the most important thing is, what do you do during those 87 minutes when you do not have the ball? That is what determines whether you're a good player or not. Why couldn't you beat a richer club? I've never seen a bag of money score a goal. In my teams, the goalie is the first attacker and the striker the first defender. I find it terrible when talents are rejected based on computer stats. Based on the criteria at Ajax, now I would have been rejected. When I was 15, I couldn't kick a ball 15 meters with my left and maybe 20 with my right. My qualities, technique, and vision are not detectable by a computer. To win, you have to score one more goal than your opponent. Sometimes, something's got to happen before something is going to happen. The hardest thing about an easy match is making a weak opponent play poor. A poor player isn't poor because he tends to kick the ball in his own goal. It's because when you put intense pressure on him, he loses control. So you have to increase the tempo of the game, and he'll automatically give the ball away. There's not one club in Europe with an anthem like "You'll Never Walk Alone." There's not one club in the world so united with their fans. I sat there watching the Liverpool fans and they sent shivers down my spine. A mass of 40,000 people became one force behind their team. That's something not many teams have. For that, I admire Liverpool more than anything. The difference between right and wrong is often not more than 5 meters. To play well, you need good players. But a good player almost always has the problem of a lack of efficiency. He always wants to do things prettier than strictly necessary. Speed is often confused with insight. When I start running earlier than the others, I appear faster. Italians can't win the game against you, but you can lose the game against the Italians. When you're playing against a team that has two great central defenders, the best option is to play without a striker. Football is about making mistakes. Who makes the most loses the game. I'm ex-player, ex-technical director, ex-coach, ex-manager, ex-honorary president. A nice list that once again shows that everything comes to an end. If my forward arrives in a 1-versus-1 situation, I always say, let him work it out. Then my players say, but we can help him. My reply is, first, there's a good chance you'll only run in his way. And as a second attacker, you're drawing a second defender with you. And 2 versus 2 is harder than 1 versus 1. Choose the best player for every position, and you'll end up not with a strong XI, but with 11 strong ones. In small space, a player has to be capable of acting quickly. A good player who needs too much time can suddenly become a poor player. A counterattack can only arise when you make a mistake. That's why there are rules. A horizontal pass? Prohibited. In my lineup, there are as many lines as possible. Because you must have the option to pass the ball forward, even if it's a meter. Because then, I can still make up for the loss of possession. After a horizontal pass, this is impossible. Playing against 10 is harder than playing against 11 players. You know why? The team with 11 will think, okay, we can take it easy now, while the team with 10 will think we really have to work hard now. There is only one ball, so you need to have it. Someone who has juggled the ball in the air during a game, after which 4 defenders of the opponent get the time to run back. That's the player people think is great. I say he has to go to a circus. Players today can only shoot with their laces. I could shoot with the inside, laces, and outside of both feet. In other words, I was 6 times better than today's players. There are very few players who know what to do when they're not marked. So sometimes you tell a player that attacker is very good, but don't mark him. Mourinho is a coach of titles, not football. Or rather, not a football coach. If we understand the sport is a spectacle or entertainment for those who watch it, either at home or live in the stadium. He deserves 10 out of 10 for doing what he does. He is a sensation, but still he can improve. He must know when to move the ball on quickly and when to try the impossible mission. When he learns this, he won't win a single golden ball, but an entire collection. Before I make a mistake, I don't make that mistake. For the world of football, Messi is a treasure because he is role model for children around the world. Messi will be the player to win the most Ballons d'Or in history. He will win 5, 6, 7. He is incomparable. He's in a different league. The fun part of golf is the variety of shots. In football, you can do anything with a ball, but you can do anything with a golf ball as well. When you hit a shot and the ball does exactly what you want it to do, that's wonderful. It's just great when you hit the ball well. You should always try not to make the ball cry.